Welcome everyone to Midwest Madness Sudden Impact. We've got 32 of the fastest diecast monster trucks here to try to become the champion. We've also got some former champions in the field, including the 4-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget trying to claim his 5th championship. But all eyes are on Bradley Graham and Bad Company looking to go back-to-back. Can he do it? Find out next. And kicking off the first round here at Midwest Madness Sudden Impact, we got a classic 1993 Monster Wars matchup. First here in the near lane is James Valencourt, the former one-time Midwest Madness champion out of K&J Motorsports, driving the Equalizer Ford. He is staged and ready to go, but he is set to take on Steve Jones, the one-time Midwest Madness champion out of Team MTA, driving the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet. A classic Chevy versus Ford matchup here to kick off the first round. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch, fighting back and forth, but Carolina Crusher sneaks in at the end and I think got the win. We'll get back to the replay to confirm. What a great race there to kick off the night. And there you see both trucks are even, but Steve Jones barely got through at the end and gets the win. He is moving on to round 2. Coming up next, we got 2 Chevys going at it. First, here in the near lane is Jalen Buford, the one-time Midwest Madness champion out of Chaos Motorsports, driving the USA 1. He is set to take on Ethan Wagner, driving his brand new truck, the Wild Hair Chevrolet over there in the blue lane. That's formerly Rich Wagner's truck, but Ethan is stepping into the seat permanently. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And USA 1 gets out to a slight lead, but gets bobbled up on the bus stack there and gives way for Wild Hair to come through and get the win. Ethan, Wagner, and Wild Hair is moving on to round 2. Up next, we got a battle of concept trucks. First, here in the near lane is Kaden Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports, driving Predator. He is set to take on Carson Wells out of Wells Motorsports over there in the blue lane, driving the Samson Chevrolet. 2 youngsters looking to break through here on the circuit, waiting on the green light. And Samson gets out to an early lead. Predator trying to chase him down, but Samson gets some huge air over the bus stack, rolls it over at the end of the track, and Predator slips through and I think got the win by a half a truck length. Let's take a look at the replay. There's a lot going on there. Samson gets out to an early lead. Look at that air he gets over the bus. Kaden, Prayzak, and Predator. Coming up next, this is an interesting matchup here. 2 dragons going at it. First, here in the near lane is Aaron Church driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. He has looked good the last couple months, has that truck dialed in, but he is set to take on Joshua Wells over there in the far lane out of Wells Motorsports, driving Dragon. He crashed last month in a wicked way. His team has that truck back. This is actually Josh's retirement race. He says this is the last one. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And Josh gets out to an early lead, but gets crooked there over the car stack, and Aaron Church comes across the finish line first and gets the win. Aaron Church and the Bakugan Dragonoid is moving on to round 2. Tough luck for Joshua Wells. He had a good start there, but something happened mid-track. Let's take another look at it here. There you see Josh has a big lead, but gets crossed up there and gives room for Aaron Church and the Bakugan Dragonoid. He is moving on. Coming up next, first, here in the red lane is Violet Craddock, bringing her brand new retro Monster Mutt to the line. She took a month off, and she is coming back this month with a brand new truck. But she is set to take on Jimmy Bones Ferguson over there in the blue lane, driving his brand new Avenger Fire. He built that truck himself down in Florida, sent it up here to Midwest Madness. He's looking for some big results. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And Jimmy gets out to a slight lead, but gets bobbled up on the bus stack. And I think Monster Mutt came through at the end and got the win. We'll definitely have to check the replay, see exactly what happened there to Avenger. But Monster Mutt crossed the line first. There you see Avenger gets off the line first, but what a nice save from Jimmy. Monster Mutt is moving on. Coming up next, first here in the red lane is Mike Council driving the WCW Nitro machine. He's got a new frame and chassis on that truck. He's looking to change his results on the track. But he is set to take on Roland Cantwell out of Wild West Racing driving the Iron Outlaw. He's also looking to change his luck. Both drivers looking for a big result here in round one. And Iron Outlaw gets a jump off the light and holds it all the way through. Iron Outlaw is moving on to round two. A good run from both trucks, but Iron Outlaw gets it this time. And the action continues. First here in the red lane is Savvy Zilogy out of Outlaw Motorsports driving the Black Pearl. She is staged and ready to go, but set to take on the Cowboy from Hell, Tim Cantwell out of Wild West Racing driving the Bounty Hunter. He was a finalist last year at the Halloween show. He's taking a couple months off. You know he's looking for a big result. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And Black Pearl gets Bounty Hunter off the line barely and holds it all the way through. Tim was cutting her no slack, but the Black Pearl gets the win. And coming up next, first here in the red lane is Austin Wagner driving the Cyclops Chevrolet, his brother's old ride. He is staged and ready to go, but set to take on Peanut over there in the blue lane driving the Maximum Destruction. He's looked pretty good in the last couple months, looking to build on those results. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And Cyclops gets out to an early lead, but whoa! Both drivers get squirrely towards the finish line, and Maximum Destruction made up a lot of ground there. I'm not sure who crossed first. Cyclops had the lead 80% of the race, but we'll have to check the replay. There you see Cyclops gets the lead off the line. Both trucks go left and right, and I think Cyclops got the win. And coming up next here in round one, first here in the red lane is the debuting John KDX driving Thrasher. That is an awesome looking truck. He's looking to debut with a big splash here tonight, but he has his hands full. He is taking on the four-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget driving his brand new Gravedigger over there in the blue lane. Let's see if John can spark the huge upset. Waiting on the green light. And Gravedigger has a slight lead, goes over the bus, and whoa! Looked like both trucks were about to collide there on the bus deck, but John avoids them, turning towards the wall, giving Gravedigger the win. Let's take a look at the replay on that one. What a crazy race. John was hanging right there with him, but bails on the bus stack to avoid contact, and Gravedigger gets the win. And coming up next, first here in the red lane is Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports driving the brand new, the Incredible Hulk. That is an awesome looking truck. He is set to take on Jason Craddock over there in the blue lane driving El Toro Loco. Both drivers staged and waiting on the green light. And Kieran has a slight lead all the way down. Jason rolls it over at the end of the track, trying to chase him down. Jason was cutting him no slack, but El Toro Loco is over and the Incredible Hulk is moving on. Let's take a look at the replay. There you see Kieran has about a half a truck length lead. Jason was trying to chase him down, rolls the truck over. Heading down to the track, the Midwest Madness track crew's down there to check on Jason Craddock and the El Toro Loco. He was given everything he had to chase down Kieran Adams and the Incredible Hulk, but did not have enough. There you see some minor body damage, but look out for Jason. He will be back. And coming up next, first here in the red lane, we got the one-time Midwest Madness champion, Brian Prayzak, out of Chaos Motorsports, driving the Monster Patrol Chevrolet. He's staged and ready to go, looking for another flag, but he is set to take on Spooky, driving the Mystery Machine. He's got a brand new truck over there, looking for some big results. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch. Mystery Machine might have had a slight lead, but Monster Patrol comes through at the end and gets the win. What a race. Both trucks were absolutely going for it. Let's take a look at the replay, see what happened to Mystery Machine. There you see Spooky had a slight lead, but gets caught up on the bus stack. The bus stack claims another truck, and Monster Patrol moves on. Up next, first here in the red lane is the one-time Midwest Madness champion Shaggy, Matt Cheever, driving Gravedigger the Legend, looking to get another flag and build on the success from last winter. But he is set to take on Hunter Cradock, driving Bulldozer, who has been on a mission the last couple months. Both drivers stage win on the green light, and Bulldozer gets out to a slight lead, goes over the bus stack. Matt tries to pass him. What a close finish. If I had to guess, I'd say Bulldozer, but we'll definitely have to check the replay on that one. There you see Bulldozer gets the early lead, but goes over the bus stack and still gets it done. Matt was cutting him no slack, had a good run, but Hunter is moving on. And coming up next, first here in the red lane is Olivia Cantwell out of Wild West Racing, driving the Scarlet Bandit. That is an awesome looking truck, but she is set to take on the debuting Michael Harry over there in the blue lane, driving the Overkill Evolution. This is Overkill's debut as well here on the track. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch, but Scarlet Bandit gets caught up over the first car stack, giving room for Michael Harry and Overkill Evolution to come through and get the win. He is moving on. Let's take a look at the replay. There you see it. Scarlet Bandit gets caught up. Overkill's moving on. Coming up next, first here in the red lane is Megan Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports, driving the Heartbreaker. She's staged and ready to go, but she is set to take on the one-time Midwest Madness champion Rudy Zilogy out of Outlaw Motorsports, driving Rage. So you can get the win. Waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch. Heartbreaker might have had a slight lead. Rage was trying to chase her down. That was a close race right there. It looked like Heartbreaker barely edged it, but we'll have to check the replay to confirm. And there you see Heartbreaker gets off the line barely first and gets the win. Heartbreaker beats Rage in a minor upset and is moving on to round 2. And coming up next, first here in the red lane is Rich Wagner, debuting the brand new Silver Wolf's Head. He is set to take on Ashley Obi out of Wells Motorsports, driving the Wildflower over there in the blue lane. She has looked awesome the last couple months, looking to build on her success. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch, but Ashley does it again. Wildflower gets across the line first, and she is moving on to round 2. We'll have to check the replay, though. Rich was hanging right there with her. He had a good run as well. There you see they're even down the stretch, but Wildflower finds an extra gear and pulls it through. And coming up next to close out the first round here at Midwest Madness Sun Impact, we got 2 teammates going at it. First in the red lane is Chase Moyes, driving Backdraft out of Outlaw Motorsports. He is staged and ready to go, set to take on his own teammate, the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion Bradley Graham, Mr. Outlaw out of Outlaw Motorsports, driving Bad Company. He's not ready to lose that flag. He's taking on his own teammate, waiting on the green light. And Backdraft has a slight lead. Bradley stays straight, clipping the bus. I'm not sure how he got through, but it looked like he might have got the win. Chase was cutting him no slack, had a lead for about 80% of the race. Let's check the replay. There you see Backdraft has the lead, but gets crooked there on the car stack. Bradley stays straight in Bad Company and gets the win, even though he clips the bus. What a win. Kicking off the second round with an all-Chevy matchup. First, here in the near lane is Ethan Wagner, bringing his brand new truck to the line, Wild Hair. He is set to take on the one-time Midwest Madness champion Steve Bad to the Bones Jones out of Team MTA, driving Carolina Crusher. He's hungry for a second flag. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch. Steve Jones might have had a slight lead, but pops an insane wheelie over the bus stack and gives room for Wild Hair to come through and get the win. Wow, not a lack for effort. Steve Jones is going to be selling some t-shirts tonight, but let's take another look at that. What an insane wheelie over the bus stack. Gives room for Ethan to come through and get the win. Wild Hair is moving on to round 2. Let's take one more look at that. Coming up next, first here in the near lane is Kaden Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports driving the Predator. He is set to take on the surging Aaron Church driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. He has looked pretty good the last couple months. Looking like he has that truck dialed in. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And Predator might have had to jump off the line, but the Bakugan Dragonoid blows the doors off the Predator machine and gets the win. Aaron Church and the Bakugan Dragonoid has been on a mission the last couple months and is moving on to round 3. And coming up next, first here in the red lane is Violet Craddock driving the Retro Monster Mutt. She is staged and ready to go, looking to build on her past success, but she is set to take on Roland Cantwell out of Wild West Racing driving the Iron Outlaw. He looked good in round 1. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And Monster Mutt has the lead off the line, but Roland Cantwell in the Iron Outlaw absolutely bolts through the finish line. He rolls the truck over, but he gets the win and is moving on to round 3. Coming up next, first here in the red lane, we got Savvy Zilogy out of Outlaw Motorsports driving the Black Pearl. She is staged and ready to go, but set to take on Austin Wagner driving his brand new truck, Cyclops, over there in the far lane. Both drivers are hungry for a win here on the circuit. Both have not had much success. Waiting on the green light. And the Black Pearl has the lead off the line, but Cyclops comes back in the end and makes that close. Both trucks were door to door all the way through. Woo! We're going to have to check a replay. And there you see the Black Pearl got the jump off the line, but Cyclops comes back in the end, makes the ground up over no man's land, and gets the win. Austin, Wagner, and Cyclops moving on. Up next, first here in the red lane, we got Kieran Adams out of K&J Motorsports driving his brand new, the Incredible Hulk. He looked good last round. He's debuting that truck here tonight, but he is set to take on the 4-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget driving his brand new Gravedigger. He is in search of a 5th championship here tonight. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're door-to-door all the way through, but Gravedigger pulls ahead at the end and gets the win. Nugget is moving on to round 3. Kieran was cutting him absolutely no slack, though. That Incredible Hulk is fast, and he had a good debut here tonight. Let's take a look at the replay. Looks like Nugget was just a little too much. Coming up next, first here in the red lane, we got Hunter Craddock driving the Bulldozer. He has been on a mission the last couple months looking to build on his past success, but he is set to take on the 1-time Midwest Madness champion Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports driving the Monster Patrol Chevrolet. He's looking for another flag, waiting on the green light, and Bulldozer has a slight lead, but Monster Patrol comes through at the end and gets the win. He rolls the truck over in a violent way, but picks up the win and knocks out the Bulldozer. Heading down to the track, the Midwest Madness track crew's down there to flip over Prayzak and the Monster Patrol. That was a pretty crazy crash. There you see some body damage. His team will have their hands full to try and get him back for round 3. And coming up next, first here on the red lane is Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports driving the Heartbreaker. She is set to take on the debuting Michael Harry over there in the blue lane driving the Overkill Evolution. Both drivers look great in round 1, looking for a spot in round 3. Waiting on the green light. And Heartbreaker gets the lead off the line. Overkill gets crossed up. No doubt, Prayzak and Heartbreaker is moving on. Tough luck for Michael. He looked good in round 1. He'll be back. And coming up next to close out a wild second round here at Midwest Madness Sun Impact. First here in the red lane is the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Mr. Outlaw, Bradley Graham out of Outlaw Motorsports driving the Bad Company. He's looking to hold on to that flag, but he is set to take on Ashley Obi out of Wells Motorsports driving Wildflower. She is not to mess around with. She is looking really good the last couple months, and she is a big threat to the title here. Waiting on the green light, and whoa! Door handle to door handle all the way through. That is way too close to call. The closest race of the night. Bradley had the lead early, but Ashley came back in the end. Wow. And I'd say Bad Company had a lead for about 90% of that race, but look at Wildflower come back there in the end and make that close. That is just too close to call, and the production truck is saying Bad Company gets the win. He's moving on. Kicking off the third round here at Midwest Madness Sudden Impact with an absolutely fire matchup. First here in the near lane is Ethan Wagner driving his brand new Wild Hair. He is set to take on Aaron Church over there in the blue lane driving the Bakugan Dragonoid. Both trucks have looked awesome all night long. Something's got to give. A spot in the semifinals awaits the winner. Waiting on the green light. And Wild Hair has a slight lead, but Bakugan's coming back in the end. What an awkward race there. I think Wild Hair held on, but we'll check the replay to confirm. Aaron was making up ground there at the end. He made it close. There you see Wild Hair got the jump off the line, and he holds it all the way through. Coming up next, first here in the red lane is Austin Wagner bringing his brand new Cyclops to the line. He is set to take on Roland Cantwell out of Wild West Racing driving the Iron Outlaw. Now, both of these trucks have struggled so far here on the circuit, and both of them find themselves one race away from the semifinals. Waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch, but Iron Outlaw gets out of shape across the car stack just a little bit, and I think Cyclops came through to get the win. Oh, man. The margin of error is really low, and it cost him the race. Let's take another look at it. There you see Iron Outlaw might have had a slight lead, but gets crossed up and has a nice save. This is going to be a good one right here. This reminds me of a 1997 Monster Jam matchup. First here in the red lane is the four-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget driving Gravedigger. Finds himself one race away from the semifinals, but he is set to take on the one-time Midwest Madness champion Brian Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports driving the Monster Patrol Chevrolet. Battle of Chevys looking for a spot in the semifinals. Waiting on the green light. And Gravedigger has a slight lead, gets on two wheels, and I think crosses the line first, but at what cost? Nugget and Gravedigger goes end over end and rolls the truck. Brian was trying to chase him down. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, man, what a ride. Nugget and Gravedigger gets the win. Heading down to the track, the Midwest Madness track crew's down there to flip over the four-time champion. Looks like some heavy body damage. Team Gravedigger is going to race against the clock to get that truck back by the semifinals, as Nugget is still in chase of his 5th championship. There you see Team Gravedigger thrashing on that truck, but coming up next to close out the third round, first here in the near lane is the reigning and defending Midwest Madness champion, Mr. Outlaw. Bradley Graham out of Outlaw Motorsports driving the Bad Company. He's looking to take that flag into the semifinals, but he is set to take on Megan Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports driving the Heartbreaker, who has looked awesome all night long. She's looking to spark the upset, waiting on the green light. And both drivers are even off the line, but Heartbreaker pulls it through at the end and might have just got the win. Both drivers were door-to-door all the way through. Neither one gave an inch. We'll have to check the replay. That is just too close to call. Did Heartbreaker just dethrone the champion? We'll find out soon. There you see Heartbreaker has a slight lead off the line and holds it all the way through. Megan, Prayzak, and Heartbreaker dethrones the champion and is moving on to the semifinals. I want to give a quick reminder for everyone to get on over to the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel and check them out. Steve Jones and Monster Truck Attitude is the reason any of these Diecast Monster Truck shows exist on YouTube. And they just had their biggest event last night, Monster Mania 4. It was absolutely iconic, probably the coolest stage setup I've ever seen and some of the best racing you'll ever see. The best Diecast Monster Truck channel on YouTube, by far. Check them out. Because this show or any of the other Diecast Monster Truck YouTube shows would not exist without him. And plus, he's by far the best. Coming up next to kick off the semifinals. First here in the near lane is Ethan Wagner driving his dad's old ride, the Wild Hair Chevrolet. He is set to take on his brother, Austin Wagner, driving Ethan's old ride, the Cyclops Chevrolet over there in the blue lane. Brother versus brother, a spot in the finals is on the line, waiting on the green light. And Wild Hair has the lead all the way through. Cyclops trying to chase him down, rolls it over in the far lane, but does not have enough. Ethan Wagner and Wild Hair is moving on to the finals here at Midwest Madness Sudden Impact. Let's take a look at the replay. There you see Wild Hair gets the lead off the line, holds it all the way through. And closing out the semifinals. First here in the near lane is Megan Prayzak out of Chaos Motorsports driving the Heartbreaker. She has looked awesome all night long, finds herself one race away from her first final here at Midwest Madness, but she is set to take on the four-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget driving Gravedigger. There you see his team has that truck back to the line. They're feeling confident in search of a fifth championship, waiting on the green light. And Megan has the lead off the line but gets on two wheels and gives room for Nugget and Gravedigger to come from behind and get the win. What a run for Megan Prayzak and Heartbreaker. She ends up doing a wheelie at the end of the track. Let's take a look at the replay. There you see Heartbreaker gets the lead by a truck length, but the two-wheel maneuver there gives room for Nugget and Gravedigger to come back and get the win. It is finals time, ladies and gentlemen. We started with 32 trucks, and we've worked our way down to 2. First, here in the near lane is Ethan Wagner bringing his brand new Wild Hair to the line. He is set to take on the 4-time Midwest Madness champion Nugget driving Gravedigger in search for championship number 5. Wild Hair stands in his way. Both drivers waiting on the green light. And they're even down the stretch, but Wild Hair pulls ahead at the end and gets the win. Ethan Wagner and Wild Hair claims his first championship here at Midwest Madness. Gravedigger was cutting him no slack, but tonight belongs to Ethan and Wild Hair. Let's take a look at the replay. What a perfect run to claim the championship. What a awesome night of racing. Thank you everyone for coming out and watching Midwest Madness Sudden Impact. Congratulations to Ethan Wagner on claiming your first championship. And we will see everybody next time, Sunday, April 23rd, for Midwest Madness's 1-year anniversary. A can't-miss show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please like and subscribe. And once again, congratulations to Ethan and Wild Hair.